Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing today? This is Uncle Dallas. How you feel? I'm still working on this thing, making sure everything is where it needs to be, and make sure you guys are where you want to be when it comes to this situation. So, join us today as we go into. Wow, I'm a little dark. How do I? Yeah, we gotta fix that. Yeah, we gotta fix that. We can't be dark. I think it's the shirt. So we'll work on this shirt. So today we're going to talk about timing, and timing is a huge part of what we do. And let's see what is my problem here. Okay, there we go. Oh, there we go. My mic is way over there. Today we're going to talk about timing. One of the things I realized in the time of finances and making money in whatever areas we decided to make money in as a company was timing. And for those of you that are really into timing, you have to realize something, that what you are doing right now is set according to a timing. And if you understand that timing, you can follow whatever processes it takes to stay within the timing. So today on our show, we're going to talk about timing, the timing of God, the timing of life, the timing of wealth on the Higher Standards Chronicles. Hi everybody, I'm William Dallas. I am the host of the Higher Standards Chronicles. Our job here is to make sure you have the right spirit of your mind. A lot of people live according to how their mind tells them to live, which is a good thing, but it's the source that comes with your mind. Where does the source come from? Where does what your mind tell you come from? And so we spend time understanding spiritual aspects, mental aspects, understanding how to walk in the unlimited knowledge that comes through your spirit, not type hold or not tied down by religion or relationships or fears or all those things. Realizing that the power that we walk in is a power that is ultimately the greatest power you'll ever know in your entire life. So today, welcome to my show. Welcome to my time. I believe it's going to change and transition everything about you. For those of you that are getting here for the first time, don't forget to make sure you register for our spiritual retreat that's happening in August, the 4th through the 8th. And that way you can kind of jumpstart your movement and get your year right, get things right, moving in the right direction. So that's where we are when it comes to those things. So if you are here, let me know by giving me a kind of a thumbs up of how you're doing and what's going on. Share this video and make sure that you get it to the appropriate people. I really believe, and I believe this a whole lot. I believe this a whole lot. I really believe that we need to encompass ourselves or surround ourselves with people that are on the same page. Now, they may not be on the same chapter or at the same point, but I want people in my life that are on the same page. And once I understand it, and once they understand that, I'm trying to make sure that I got all my stuff together. Once they understand that, you have a total motivation that is set for your life. Your life is then in the right place and it's in the right position. So what happens is you get yourself to a point where you understand that where I'm going, there are people that are going as well, and where they are, I can be as well. And so it becomes a yin and yang. So the negative things that I've dealt with are not the same negative things that you've dealt with. We come together and we learn some things. So that's where we are today. So one of the things, let's kind of look at our environment. Our environment is making crypto millionaires, and there's a song that back in the 80s, it said making love out of nothing at all. Right now, there are being millionaires made in the crypto world. And so for all of you that don't want to say crypto in the investment world, there are those of you that are in the investment world. You are investing in this new crypto, and you're doing it in a way that most of you probably don't know about it. You just don't know about it. And so what happens is we find ourselves wondering, how do I do what I got to do and make what I have to make happen, when for all practical purposes, the challenge that takes place is understanding the whole thing. And so for some of us, it's not about understanding. Let me finish this right here. For those of you that are following me on Instagram, I am also live on YouTube right now. So I am live on YouTube right now. And come in to say hello. Let me know you're here. Yeah, got it right. So with this whole thing. So what I did is I actually got into it. I don't know if I have. I don't have my and I might be able to do this right now. Let me see if I can do this on my system that's set up. I actually got into the cryptocurrency world because I have a friend of mine, Will, that actually got into the cryptocurrency world. He got me into the cryptocurrency world. So I have right now the capabilities to kind of show you guys what I'm dealing with. Now I'm saying this for a reason. And one of the reasons I'm saying this is because as I begin to teach and as I begin to grow, I begin to understand some things. I begin to understand the correlation between spirituality, finances, and the world. We live in a world right now. We live in a world at this very moment that has been inundated with all these opportunities, but we don't know which opportunity is there and which opportunity is not there. And I'm going to kind of come away from what I'm actually talking about on all levels. Timing is so important. So I'm trying to see if I have this. I don't think I did it on this one. I didn't. I did. Timing is very important. So there's a and this is not financial advice. There is a cryptocurrency called XRP, and I'm gonna show you what that looks like in a minute. There's a cryptocurrency called XRP, and where we at right here? There's a cryptocurrency called XRP, and within XRP, you find that you buy it low and you sell it high. And if you go on any platform or any type of platform, you're going to hear people talking about XRP, talking about how XRP is the next great move, and it's one of those moves that you stay with. You don't get rid of it, and you just stay under you just stay on the XRP bandwagon. Now let me see if I can do something here. Yeah, you stay on the XRP bandwagon. You never get off of it. And for those of you that really don't know, you get on the XRP bandwagon. And once you get on the XRP bandwagon, okay, for example, right now. Now, check this out, guys. I want y'all to check this out. Yeah, for example, right now, this is the XRP bandwagon. XRP is at 83 cents. And I'm saying all this has to do with what I'm talking about right now. XRP is at 84 cents now. So XRP is at 84 cents. And so, or 83 cents. This is actually a live feed. So XRP is at 83 cents. Let me get that off there. So if XRP is at 83 cents, and right now you buy XRP at 83 cents, and it goes up to $1, you in turn make the distance between the 83 cents and $1. Now, here's the key. You have to put a significant amount in order for that to be something, because you're actually making 15 cents, 17, you're making 17 cents. So 17 cents times whatever you want to do, that means that's the money you make. But XRP could actually go down. So if it goes down, you lose the money. Now, here is where I'm talking about. The timing that you have to operate in, that timing is basically the same as figuring out when it's time to grow and go to the next level. Most of us take all the information, and I always say the difference in fear, the opposite to fear is not faith, it is not bravery, it is information. So all of you take this information, you go, okay, I see it's 83 cents. Matter of fact, it went down to 82 while I'm talking. I see that this is at 82 cents, and when at 82 cents, I can now buy maybe one share because I have $1 or I have $100, I buy 100 shares. But the key becomes understanding timing. There's a passage that says, for everything there's a time, for everything there's a season. And so right now, the marketing of this world talks about XRP. It talks about XRP at a point where most people are looking crypto. Now, but they're looking at crypto from a standpoint of investment. But I look at crypto as from a standpoint of timing. What is the timing on this? I look at it from a standpoint of timing. Yeah, from a standpoint of timing. What is the timing on this thing? What is the What is the timing? Okay. What is the timing on this thing? So let's kind of deal with timing for a second. Okay, so timing. Now, according to this, I don't know who this one is. This is the choice, judgment, or control when you should or something should be done. A particular point or period of time when something happens, it's timing. What is the timing? So let's look at where you are right now. Most of us are in situations where we're going, okay, I want to be married. I want to be rich. I want to be, I want my life to do this wonderful thing. And so we're looking for the timing. Now, let me tell you a couple of things. Number one, if you're not somehow connected to the spirit, then timing becomes something that works, hear me, that works with what you've done before and your past. That's your timing. You go, okay, I got married in the summertime because the summertime is because it's cheaper in the summertime, and or I started my business on the low season, and you go through all these things mentally that tell you what your timing is. When I began, we have a company called Business World Development. When I began Business World Development, I started it 3 years before because someone said start a company 3 years because of shell companies and shell companies and all that stuff. When I started the company 3 years ago, there was nothing to it. But when you understand timing, sometimes you start first so that it will come into the time where you operate or where you're actually in. So I started 3 years ago and I did nothing with it. Then 3 years went by and all of a sudden COVID happens. When COVID happens, people need help getting their business started, business plans, all these kind of things. So what I did is I began to take that company and brought it to the forefront. When I brought it to the forefront, now I may not have been the best at business planning and the best at all these things. I was good, or I'm good, but I'm not the best. And so what happened is, for those of you that are on Instagram, get over to YouTube because I can't see your comments over there. Get over on YouTube and go to YouTube Higher Talk at this link down there, and I can actually answer your questions and see what you're saying. So I got into this process and we made a lot of money. And a lot of money is relevant. It's relevant. For you, a lot of money might be $15 million. For us, a lot of money might have been $200,000. Whatever the situation is, we made the appropriate money for the season and the timing. But it was a timing. When I understood that, it became mandatory and necessary for me to meditate. Let me see if I can turn this sideways. Meditate's even better. Meditate and pray. Why? Because I wanted to tap into what was the easiest and the best mode by which I can get started at the highest impact. At the highest impact. What's the highest impact that I can get started in? So what I'm now meditating, and then one morning I wake up and boom, it's like now. So clients begin to come in. Now, I wasn't advertising, I wasn't marketing, but clients begin to come in. And these clients were people that I've helped in times past. I've been helping people in business, I know, for at least 10 to 15 years. Yeah, I know that easily. So there were people that called me and said, hey, I want to be a part of whatever you're doing. I want to see what's going on. I want to know what the situation is and how do I do it? So I start helping these people get business plans and get funding and all these kind of things. So that was the timing. So now within that timing, because I'm thinking business now, back to meditation. Meditation, a friend of mine calls me up. He says, hey, dude, and I don't know if I can even do that on here. He goes, hey, dude, guess what? Why don't you buy these stocks? And I said, okay. Now I'm going to tell you something interesting about that. Why don't you buy these stocks? I'll go, okay, cool. I put 5 there, 10 there, 6 there, 7 there. I bought five different stocks. Never bought stocks before in my life. Ever. but the timing was there. So I bought the stocks. So we bought the stocks. I bought the stocks so low that when the stocks went up, I was okay. When they went down, I was fine. Why? Because I was in the right timing. Got it? So when people say, "Oh my God, my stock's low," I'm so low, it would almost have to go out of business for me to lose money. Because of the timing. At the moment he said that, at the timing. And so, same situation. Someone called me up, and this is all because I stay up and I meditate and I stay in the presence. This is why I do spiritual things, because it's not knowledge for me. My knowledge is limited to my environment. That's why people say there's common sense. It's common to the environment. That's why I tell you, hang around people that are at different levels, because commonalities are different at different levels. Does that make sense? So now I get a phone call and say, "Hey, have you gotten into this crypto thing?" I said, "Nah, I don't know anything about crypto." He said, "Listen, just do this. Go buy this XRP thing." Okay, no, buy it today. So I buy I buy a lot of shares of XRP. Now, when I buy shares of XRP, it's at 17 cents. So it sits there for a couple of days, then it goes up to a couple $1,000 because about the timing. See, the one thing you have to understand about timing is the environment by which you're living. Most of us live at a timing that seems to be the right timing, but it's the timing that's comfortable with our minds. So when you start looking for things according to that timing, you begin to grow in that environment. You follow me? Example, at 12 o'clock across the country, we all know that represents lunchtime. That's something that's been conditioned into us. That's something. So at 12 o'clock, we consider it lunchtime. So when you are leaving your job or leaving your house to go have lunch, you know there are going to be like 100,000 people at the restaurant. Why? Because they've all been conditioned to eat lunch at 12 o'clock. If you're working, you eat lunch at 12 o'clock. You know it ends at 1 o'clock, so you try to get there at 1, which is closest to the time that you leave. So it seems like you actually get back to work at 2. You only have a couple of hours to work. It's about timing. And I have the statement is there. You just simply have to find the moment. How do you find the moment? I'm glad you asked. When I begin to move in times of meditation and my times of prayer, they are not outside of business. They are not beyond my business. My timing is not beyond my business acumen. When I'm doing something business-wise, I know timing. So I'm meditating and I'm praying for that timing. I am at the point of making sure that timing is the right timing. So the challenge that happens with me, because I've been in ministry for so long, and to say ministry, actually ministry means servitude. So if a person says, "I've been in ministry for a number of years," that means they've been serving for a number of years. Now, of course, in organized religion is not serving. We serve people above us. We don't serve people. Jesus served those that were below him. So he served everybody. But that's another story. So in that process, I learned the timing of the Spirit. I learned that. I learned it in an easy way, and I learned it in a difficult way. So let me tell you a story. And this really blew my mind. I did not have a car. I needed a car. And I traveled a lot, so I needed a car. And I said, I just want a little car that I'm going to knock around in. So every morning I would get up and I would pray. So one morning I got up and I said, I just need a car to knock around in, God. I just need a car. So I pointed to, I had a balcony, and the balcony pointed to the parking lot. I said, I want put my car right there in that spot. I'm teasing now. I said, put my car right there in the spot. I believe the Spirit can transition and bring those things to pass. Now, I said that prayer, and 2 days later, a guy parked in the space. 2 days later, he parked in a space. I'll never forget. It was a 2-year-old Honda Accord. He parked it in the space. And I came out and I was like, God, this man had took my space. And it's just, oh my God. So I'm like, well, he got to move his car to space, and the car stayed there for 2 days. It stayed there for 2 days. And I'm going, wow, this man. And every day I would get up and I'm teasing. It's like I'm having this conversation with my spirit. That man is in my space. And so one morning, I'll never forget this. I get up and I have a dream. And in the dream, I hear Go ask the man whose car it is. Now, in my mind, because remember, our mind and spirit, they fight. In my mind, I'm going, man, that's crazy. I'm asking this man whose car it is. That's a grown man. I can't tell that man. I gotta go out there and say, look, this is the space that God told me my car was supposed to be in, or this is the space my spirit shows me my car is supposed to be in. I can't say that. So now I'm battling against what I thought. This was on a Thursday. I'll never forget this. This was on a Thursday. So I'm sitting there, and as it would happen, the guy comes out to the car while I'm having this conversation. My mind and my spirit are having this conversation. The guy comes out to the car, and I'm looking at the guy, and I can go, I can talk to anybody, guys. I'm a talker. I could just went down and said, hey, dude, whose car is this? And so I did not. Friday came, and he wasn't there. Saturday came and he wasn't there. On Sunday, I saw him getting in the car, and I go, you know what the heck? I'm going to walk out and pretend like I'm doing something else and go, oh, wow, that's a nice car. Whose car is it? So I go out and I'm walking, because this is my neighborhood, and it's kind of one of those parking lots with the apartments right in there, like a little cul-de-sac. And I go out and I say, hey, man, what's going on? He said, hey, what's going on, dude? I said, whose car is that? He said, it was my girlfriend's car. I said, what do you mean was my girlfriend's car? He said, I've been sitting here because I wanted to give it away. I said, really? He said, I said it here, and I was trying to find somebody to give it to, especially in this neighborhood. I couldn't find anybody. And so what I did is I just gave it away. I just took it and gave it to one of these organizations, and I just said, look, here, you guys can have it. I said, what's wrong with it? He said, there's nothing wrong with it at all. I don't need it. I got her another car. Timing. I've watched that. That was my lesson in timing. See, many of you are missing out on some of the greatest things in your entire life because you will talk yourself out of what God, what your spirit, what your atmosphere has already told you you can have. You will talk yourself out of opportunities that have been laid before you to get you to the next level. Your spirit wants to be free. And because your spirit wants to be free, your spirit begins to search the things. There's a passage, and I'm going to find the passage while I'm talking. Your spirit wants to be free. And not only does your spirit want to be free, your spirit has already gotten you to the point where you can get to whatever you want to get to as fast as you want to get to it. And you don't have to do any crazy stuff. See, we want to labor in things and fight in things and struggle in things when some of those things are just laid before you. They're just laid before you. And so when I saw this, I'm done, guys. I am done. I am like done. Because I'm going, why didn't I just go out there and say what I had to say and do what I had to do? From that point on, I promised myself I'd always be in the timing. But unfortunately, for me to be in timing, I had to be in a position where information was coming to me according to the timing. There's a passage that I'm looking at. It's in 1 Corinthians, the 2nd chapter. And if you look at where I wrote it, where it's highlighted in blue, and I'll read it to you because a lot of times it's a little small. See that? It says, but as it is written, eye have not seen, nor ear heard, neither has entered into the heart of man the things which God has prepared for them that love him. But, verse 10, God hath revealed them unto us by his Spirit, for the Spirit searcheth all things, yea, the deep things of God. For what man knoweth the things of the man, save the spirit of man which is in him, even so the things of God knoweth no man but his Spirit. I wrote that down. I keep that close to me. Because I had to realize something, that while people are telling you be smart, read, learn, go to school, all those kind of things, and all those kind of things, that again, guys, meet me on YouTube. I'm on youtube.com/higher talk down at the bottom. I had to understand, though people are going, get some knowledge, get your knowledge. Even the Bible says, will allow you get understanding. I had to understand the timing. When I understood timing, Guys, my whole life changed. My life changed. When I understood spiritual timing, my life changed. The reason I understood that, you want to know why I meditate and pray every morning? Because of that situation when it comes to that Honda Accord. And I promised myself that I would help everybody I knew to get into spiritual timing. I promised myself that I would never let that happen again. 2 years later, I got a Mercedes-Benz S5, whatever they are. I got a Mercedes. Why? Timing. I stayed in the timing. I got a penthouse on downtown Peachtree. Timing. You stay in the timing. The key became I had to get beyond myself into the timing. You follow me? Opportunities to fly to the Virgin Islands. All these things came when I understood the timing of the Spirit. And when you get that one thing, everything else becomes easy. The next thing you have to worry about is staying in the presence and in meditation and in prayer. Now, if you are on my YouTube page, give me a little hello or holler and yellow. Can we get on? Will, go see if you can get on. I want to make sure we can get on. Now, so when I understood that, now follow this passage. Let me look at this. Follow this passage. Let me show you this passage again. Follow this. Now, you probably can't read it, but it says, but God revealed them unto us by his Spirit. Oops, wrong one, guys. Sorry. I hit the wrong thing. So wrong one. I'm going to do this. Sorry about that. He said, but God have revealed them unto us by his Spirit. You follow me? He said he's revealed this unto us by his Spirit. So when he revealed it to us by his Spirit, what he's doing is saying, if you want to understand something, now see, religion has made this spooky. Religion has made this spooky. But I'm going to make this very simple, and I'm going to help you understand this as easily as I possibly can. Follow me here. And I'm going to use this. This won't be, it's not racist, it's cultural, because I'm using this as an example. For example, if you are a black person, let's just say that you're a black person, okay? If you're a black person, lived in your traditional black home, whatever it may look like. Maybe it's the fact you guys had collard greens and macaroni and cheese for Thanksgiving. If you lived in a traditional black household, now hear me now. If you lived in a traditional black household, you were from a little kid and now let's say you're 20 years old. You lived in a traditional black household. And I told you to go do something that happened when you were at your grandmother's house or your mother's house. You go, let's say you go make, well, and what did you learn from being in your grandmother's house? You say, I learned how to make macaroni and cheese. That is not a difficult thing because you lived in that environment and you are what I'm asking you about. Does that make sense? You lived in that environment and you are what I'm asking you about. So if I told a person that was not black to give me to learn from the black heritage or get something from their black heritage, it becomes difficult because they're not black. So they first have to assume the position of what I asked them. Then they have to learn from where I told them to go. For example, they'd have to go to a black neighborhood. Then they have to learn the environment. Then they have to figure out what I asked them to do. So it's a two-step program. So if you already are a black person or African-American person, that means when I ask you to do something, it's already according to your environment and your lineage. So it's not going to really be a big deal. You've been doing it all your life. You are a spirit. So to hear in the spirit is simply hearing the authentic person that you already are. This is what I'm going to teach at the retreat. The key that you have to do is allow the voice to be louder. You got me? You allow the voice to be louder. And once you allow the voice to be louder, you now have access. People, I cannot stress this. You have unlimited access to things. Example. Yesterday we were in New Orleans. Day before yesterday we were in New Orleans. While we're in New Orleans, I said I got these people that are applying to be a part of the spiritual retreat. And I said, but there's one person I really want to be a part of the spiritual retreat. I want him to make sure he comes. because I know he'll enjoy it. I know it'll help him. Guys, out of the blue, he calls me. Out of the blue, he just says, he goes, "Hey man, what you doing?" "Nothing." I said, "Nothing." See, there's a tap in, guys. There is a tap in. See, we've made this thing about religion, but this thing is about you. There's a tap in, and that tap in will change your life. He calls me up, and when he calls me up and I say, "Dude, I'm doing a retreat in Montego Bay. It's a spiritual retreat." He said, "Dude, I'm in. Get my plane tickets. Get me the tickets. I'll pay for my stuff. I'm in." You follow me? Now, I didn't go and get down on my knees and go, "Lord Jesus, I didn't do all that. I simply said in my authentic person, my spiritual person, I really would like this guy to go. What would you do? Can you imagine if you could put something on your mind and it would take place at the next level? Can you imagine you go, "You know what? I really need $1 million right now," and it would take place? See, when you understand the timing of God, you have to understand the Spirit. And when you understand the Spirit of God, you understand the Spirit of you. Here's where we have not been taught. The Spirit of God is not the fact that he's above you. The Spirit of God is the plug that plugs you and accesses the unlimited knowledge and the unlimited information base that is supplied to you specifically for your increase, specifically for your growth. Does that make sense? Specifically for you. Now, some of you didn't see the scripture, and you're not going to see these other videos I'm about to do, but specifically for your growth. So here's what happened. So God created an internet for the Spirit. And he says the only way to get in is get into your Wi-Fi. And the way you get into your Wi-Fi is you just sign on, hear me, and once you sign on, everything that is within the information that is online is at access to you. The difference is your IP address opens you up to things that take you to the next level. On internet, you got to go into whatever search engine you go in, you type it in and it pulls the information up. But what happens in the Spirit, you have a consistent 24-hour search engine called your Spirit. So when you begin to allow your Spirit to reach out and speak, it brings you all the necessary information that you need to get to the next level. The difference is your mind then begins to correlate the information and bring the information in so that it addresses the specific need. The thing when you comes to your to the internet is information overload. But the Spirit is specific information that changes specific things into specific situations. You follow me? Because when you understand that, how we doing on time? Oh man, well, I want to be finished by now. When you understand what's really going on in your life, then you understand that where you are is exactly where he wants you to be. Now, here's the last thing I'm going to talk about: timing. The other thing I had to learn about timing was this. Timing was not always just the time I did it. Timing was also the assignment that was given according to it. Follow me. So my wife and I did our first couples conference in, like a year after we got married. We did our first couples conference in a year after I got married. When I got done, what happened was, I'll tell you exactly what happened. We were going to get about 5 or 10 couples together, about 10 people together. And 5 or 10 couples together, and we were going to just gonna have dinner and talk about, and I was going to talk about some things and teach some things and that kind of thing. We had, instead of getting 5 couples, we ended up getting 30 couples. So now this little bitty room that we had that only held maybe 5 or 10 people now had to hold 30 people. So now we're telling the people, can we hold 30 people? And they go, yeah, we can hold 30 people. So what I did is I went and I got some teachers. Now, the vision was given to me. The vision was given to me. The timing, I was in the right timing, because here's what happened. This is what I'm telling you timing. Number one, the organization we were part of, their couples ministry wasn't really doing great. Number two, there were people that were having challenges that were friends of mine. Number three, all these things were challenges that I didn't know about, but my spirit knew about them. So my obedience to the timing was right in the right season. Same thing, crypto, right in the right season. Stocks, right in the right season. Business, right in the right season. It's like it's going to be wintertime and I bought a coat. It may never snow, but I'm ready for the season. That's what timing is about. So once we did this thing, we did this. Now here's where it got crazy. When I finally got it and I'm going, okay, we gathered these 30 couples together and we gathered these 30, this is no advertising. We didn't advertise. We gathered these 30 couples together. When we gather these 30 couples together, I don't think they want to hear what I have to say. So I gather other teachers together. So I gathered 2 other teachers. So it's 3 of us, two other couples. Now, the couples were good. But what happened after it, I had people coming up to me and my wife and saying, we could have listened to you the whole 3 days. When the timing happens, you have to get beyond yourself. You have to get beyond your fears, your lacks, your disappointments, what people have said about you, what people didn't say about you. When the timing is opened, and when that timing is open in such a way that you can now get to a point in your life where you can see the timing for what it is, you can't lean behind the fact, I just don't feel like doing it, because the greatest thing in your entire life is now happening. It's happening. He's not going to hold you accountable. God's not going to hold you accountable if you make a mistake. Your spirit is not going to be any less anything if you make a mistake. That's a part of the human existence. That is a part of it. But what I will urge you to do is to learn how to access this next level of the spirit, and that's learning timing. So we put together, and this just recently happened, we put together the spiritual retreat. When the brother I told you that I wanted to be at the spiritual retreat called, his wife said, oh my God, that's the week I'm taking off work. Oh my God, that's the exact week I'm taking off work. I know the spiritual retreat is ordained. I know it is a moment in time. And if you can make it, I encourage you to make it. If you can't make it, don't be mad about it, because that may not be your season. But I am going to say this. If that is where you know your spirit is telling you to be, you need to be there. Not because of what I'm going to teach, but you never know. See, I didn't know that when he told me to do a couples thing, that it was going to go from 10 to 30 couples. And then the next year we go up to 50. And the next year, I didn't know that was the seed or the infant stage of something greater. I just did what timing produced and offered. You follow me? And so when I did what timing offered, look at my time. When I did what timing presented to me, at that moment, I realized that I needed to pay attention to timing. My wife gets up. I'm telling you, this timing thing is off the chain. My wife is up. Cars are all wrecked. We have no cars in the household. This is a couple years ago. We have no cars in the household. No cars. I have terrible credit. The kids, no cars. My wife gets up on a Friday. I'll never forget this. I'm telling you timing, guys. I'm telling you timing. She gets up on a Friday and she says, I had a dream that we went and we got 2 cars today. Let's go. We got our clothes on, took our showers, because my wife likes to shower. We took our showers, we got in the car, and we left. I'm still battling this thing like I don't have good credit. So we keep going and we go to this one particular car dealership. And since they're not paying me, I'm not telling you who they are. We go to this one particular car dealership. We walk in, and my wife, no doubt, my wife is not going in going, I hope we get it. I hope we get it. Oh my God. No, my wife goes in going, I'm going to car. She goes on the lot. She begins to look for cars. When she goes on the lot and looks for cars, she goes, baby, I want this car. I'm still thinking the fact, oh my God, I don't have any credit. Oh my God, I don't have a down payment. Oh my God, I'm going through all these processes because I didn't understand the timing of the Spirit. Most of us think the Spirit is going according to what our abilities are, according to what our effort is, according to what we know how to do. But that's not how the Spirit works. The Spirit goes according to the right ingredients and the right season to get you what you need. You got it? So we go in, she goes and gets her car. When she gets her car, she goes and sits down. The guy says, okay, I need the paperwork. He fills the paperwork. She gets the car instantly. She said, baby, which car do you want? I'm afraid I'm not going to get a car. So I try to get something that's easy to finance. And she goes, what are you doing? Get the car that you want. I'm not telling her what I'm going through. I said, no, I'm not going to go. She says, get the car you want. And so the guy said, well, why don't I just do this first? So he does whatever he does. When he does whatever he does, he says, yeah, we can get you a car. What? Then I go out and pick the car that I want. They don't have it. Long story short, I end up getting a car. We end up getting 4 cars that day. No, 4 cars that week. 4. Because of timing. Because of timing. I had terrible credit. My credit was it wasn't in the 5s. It was in the 3s or the 4s. But the way he worked it out, he goes, if you guys would co-sign for each other, they would see that you're balancing it out. Whatever he said was beyond my ability. Oh, did you pay $5,000? My car payment was, I'm not going to tell you what car payment was. You're not going to even believe it. It was so inexpensive, it wasn't even funny. Why? Because I followed the timing of the Spirit. What time is it? I got about 5 more minutes. I follow the timing of the Spirit. I am encouraging you more than anything else. Now, like I said, this is on YouTube. If you are not on my YouTube, go on YouTube and go ahead and like and follow my YouTube and hit the bell, and so you'll be notified when we do these things. Because I'm eventually getting off of Instagram and doing this strictly. I do Instagram once a week. But I want you guys to understand, I am so encouraging you for the timing. I don't move unless I know there's a timing. I may talk about it, but I'm waiting for the season to do it. And every opportunity, I investigate. Don't get me wrong, I investigate every opportunity. Everything that comes toward me, I investigate it. Why? Because that's just the way I am. But that doesn't hinder how I do what I do. That's just the way I am. And so when I understand that, and when you understand that, you find out that timing is so important, but it's not going to work unless you have an understanding of the Spirit. Not religion, people. The Spirit. Not what your bishop said. I was talking to a young man yesterday. Matter of fact, our driver, the guy that drives us around. I was talking to him yesterday, and he said one of the biggest challenges he had was his wife coming home telling him what the pastor said to do in the household. And he go, this is my household. Ladies, let me explain something to you. If you are married and you do more talking about what bishop says than you tell bishop than what your husband is saying, you're out of order. Just saying. That's one of the things we talk about in couples. A man does not want you to tell him what another man told you to do. If you are talking more about, if you're telling the husband what bishop is saying or what pastor is saying, and you're not telling the pastor what your husband is saying, because the principles of your household are not dictated by the spirit of your church, they're dictated by the spirit of your husband, then you're wrong. You're out of order. And so what I learned when I was talking to him about that, he goes, this is the direction we take, and this is what we do when it comes to our household and comes to our family. You follow me? This is what's happening when it comes to our household and it comes to our family. When you understand timing, when you understand the spirit of timing, you will learn that there is nothing out of your realm of reach. Back to what I was saying. There is nothing outside of the reach of your spirit. So you don't have to manifest things. All you have to do is serve notice and be in the right moment. That's it. See, when we try to manifest, and I keep trying to not do it, when you try to manifest things, it's almost like I'm trying to tell God what to bring to my atmosphere. It's like I'm trying to make something happen that's not supposed to happen. I know I'm supposed to be wealthy. I don't have to manifest wealth. All I have to do is serve my environment notice that I'm going to be wealthy. I have a number in our family. There's a number, and we're going to reach that number. When we reach that number, we go to the next number. When you open up your spirit to the spirit, and your spirit is open to what the spirit, when there is a spiritual merging, those things that you have in your heart are not hidden from the spirit. What did that thing says? The verse, let me see. Well, I still got it. Matter of fact, let me show y'all this. I'm going to show you this right quick. Watch this. If you look there in verse 10, I'm going to try to see if I can blow this up a little bit more. Will it let me? It won't let me. It won't let me. It won't let me. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, it won't let me. It won't let me. Now, look at this. It says on verse 10, but is revealed. No, let's not go to verse 10. Let's look at 11, because I don't believe in this thing. I believe in this thing. For what man knoweth the things of man, save the spirit of man, which is in him? For God knoweth, no man knoweth God. Now, nobody knows the spirit of man. Nobody knows the man but the spirit of man. So when you release your spirit, when you open up your spirit to the spirit, your heart is not hidden. It's not hidden. When you open up to the spirit, your heart is not hidden. It's not going to be hidden like, oh my God, God can't see me. I don't know. No, it's open. So that means there are things you don't have to pray about. So that's what I'm going. People going, oh, I pray about, oh, the Lord. No. You are wasting your time going, God, I need a house. God, I need a car. No, he's going, each of the things you have and you have need of, there's a moment for them. You know how people make New Year's resolutions and come back and go, oh my God, I didn't do what I was going to do. I knew this resolution was do this, because they didn't follow the moment. They didn't follow the moment. What they followed was what somebody said. So you look at yourself and you see you're overweight. So now you go, okay, I'm overweight. I need to deal with overweight. Or you look at yourself and say, I don't have money, so I need to deal with the lack of money. Instead of going, what I need to do is find out where's the position and where's the timing of the spirit. The position of the spirit is not the church. I'm just going to throw that out there at you. Going to church is okay, or being a part of the religious organization is okay, but that is not the timing and the spirit, the position of the spirit. It's not. I'm sorry. When you go to those type of organizations, you should already have the position in position. You should already have your place in position. When you go to school, you should be ready to learn. That's why they say 5 years old is when you begin to learn. They don't start you at 2. At 2, 3, 4, you should be working with your daughter, your grandchild, your sister, whoever that is, to get them to a point that they're prepared to receive information at the level of growth. If you don't, then their dependency becomes on the person that supplies them with information. If you don't, then their dependency becomes on the person that supplied them with the information. Parents, if you're not teaching your daughters and sons about money, you're doing them an injustice. The first person that teaches them about money will be the person they follow about money. If you are not doing this, understand the timing of the spirit. How much time do I have? I got 10 minutes. Understand the timing of the spirit. So let me say this. So now what happens is my meditation stops being every morning and every night, and it becomes all day. There's a passage where he says, meditate on these things day and night. So when I'm up looking on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, I'm not looking for the next big butt woman or the next person that can clap it or the next TikTok viral thing. I'm searching for the things that move me in the direction of what I'm believing for and what I'm moving toward. What I'm moving toward. See, what are you moving toward right now? What is the thing that's prevalent in there? And how many times are you leaning? Oh my God, this is gonna get some of y'all mad at me. It's okay. How many times are you leaning on the environment that you've assessed and not the environment of the spirit? Welcome to my world. You've assessed that this is not a good time for it. You've assessed that you have now taken yourself beyond the spirit and said, I've assessed that this is the way it is. I just looked at it, and I was talking, matter of fact, I was talking to a friend of mine, and I said, we're going to do this big thing. He and I. He's here. He knows who I'm talking to. We're going to do this big thing. And we both said, well, we need to know this, we need to know this, we need to know this, we need to know this. But what I've been doing is I've been praying about it, and I stopped trying to know those things. But, hear me, I realize that each person within the environment has a specific job. I will never forget, I told this young man, I said, you need to go do this right now. He goes, no. And all of a sudden he calls me back 2 days later. He goes, Dallas, I missed out on it. I said, I know, because we keep thinking that we are so smart that we understand the cosmos of the world. You are a machine that churns out information that is given to you. When you open yourself up to the spirit, you open yourself up to another level of information that is specifically designed, hear me, that is specifically designed for you to grow. That's all the spirit does. I wish above all that thou would prosper, be in health, as thy soul prospers. One plants, one water, the spirit gives the increase. You follow me? God gives the increase. So when you understand that system, you understand that I'm not trying to be Church of God in Christ or Hebrew Israelite or Catholic. I'm trying to be godly, which means I want to hear what's best benefiting me and the voices that are coming to speak to me. See, for those of you that are listening, this is a voice that's speaking to your spirit. You have to understand it. But what happens to you is you don't want to look embarrassed. I don't want people to say something about me. All those things will stop you from moving in the things of the spirit, because you now become more important than your destination. So you miss timing. I was talking to a young lady the other day, and she said, oh my God, I have this event, I have this event, I have this event. I should go to that event or this event. Now, however she does it, and I'm not saying that she should do anything one way or another, but I'm learning this. If I want to make millions of dollars, my spirit has to be right, because once I make millions of dollars, most of our mindsets have never seen $1 million before. Most of our mindsets have never seen $1 billion before. So what happens is, what they do is we go through this process of now we have money and we start acting like people that don't have money. And once we access people that don't have money, what we find ourselves doing, for those of you that don't know, we're live on YouTube, that address below you. For what we find ourselves doing is going back to the same thing. And there's a passage that says that. Don't cast your pearls to the swines. And swines ain't poor, sweetie. Sometimes swines are wealthy. Why? You have to stay in the spirit. That way you're not mad at people. You don't hate people. You don't get upset. Why? Because I'm above that stuff. I'm not trying to be mad at you. I'm trying to get to my destination. So anything that is personally trying to stop me from getting to my destination, I've got to get beyond it. I've got to get past it. Why? You're missing your season. And the reason you're missing your season is because your external makes you feel like you're in the right season, but your internal doesn't. So you're still sick inside and slow inside and lonely inside and dead inside. So what you do is you replace it with things, and I don't know who I'm speaking to, but take it for what it's worth. You replace it with physical things because you don't want to stop and allow yourself to get unlimited. There's some of you I can give right now. I can give you a Ferrari. I can give you a mansion. I can give you all the money that you can actually handle. And I can give you a relationship. And you will mess it up. Why? Your spirit's not right. Your spirit's not right. See, you believe the accomplishment of things says something about your spirit. But that's just stuff. So what you do is you try to maintain a level of youth, or maintain a level of I'm never going away. But you're not in the timing. You're living somebody else's timing. You're living your job's timing. You're living your friend's timing. If someone asks you to do something and you go do what they ask you to do, and you know you should be doing something else, you're living, that's who lives your timing. And so what you don't know is the reason that you're here is because of timing. The environment. Last story. Now I gotta go. I'm riding down the street one time, and while I'm riding down the street with a friend of ours, about 3 or 4 of us, and we're riding down the street, and there's a place, I don't know if you know about it, it's called Golden Corral. It's one in Atlanta. So we're riding down the street in Atlanta, and I was going to go to Longhorns. I was a big Longhorn fan. Riding down the street, I said, let's go to Golden Corral. And they go, you know what, that's a better idea because we can get all the one, you can still get you a steak and yada, yada, yada. We go into Golden Corral. When we pull into Golden Corral, I go and I sit down. I come in, and while I'm sitting by, this guy walks in. When he walks in, he looks at me, he goes, Dallas? I said, yeah, Dallas. I said, yeah, what? He said, dude, I've been looking for you. I said, what do you mean you've been looking for me? He said, I lost your phone number and I was looking for you. And he said, dude, you're right here in Golden Corral. I said, you know what's crazy about that? We weren't coming to Golden Corral. We were actually going to Longhorns. And we didn't go to Longhorns. We changed our mind to go to Golden Corral. He looks at his wife like, right? He said, dude, we were going to go to Longhorns, but all of a sudden we decided to come to Golden Corral. He asked my wife. She said, yeah, he just decided, let's go to Golden Corral. See, you have to realize that your spirit is arranging things according to what you want. Now, I didn't pray about meeting this guy. I wasn't submitted to fasting. I simply put myself in the position where the spirit could lead my spirit to where I want it to be. Some of you go, I want a business. Some of you go, I want to move. I want to be married. I want to have a relationship. All those things come with the basis of understanding your spirit and following the timing of your spirit. Ladies, I'm going to say this. If you got a man, he's still sleeping with other women, that wasn't your season. That was your mind. That was your body. That wasn't your season. Bruh, if you're with a woman and all she's looking for is how you can spend money on her and buy her stuff, that's not your season. If you're around your family and all your family does is depend on you to take care of everything and they don't want to stand on their own feet and they're over 20 years old, that's not your season. There is a season, my God, that is important to you. There is a season that is necessary for you. That's why I teach timing. And when you understand that timing, you stop getting caught up in what people try to show you and people try to explain to you. I'm on YouTube because I understand the timing. So Instagram, I'm on Instagram. I get on Instagram, and when I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, and I put this little thing on TikTok. I just hit it on TikTok. Now I got about a couple of hundred people on TikTok. I hit this one thing, and I said, wow, this is some good information. So I put it on my TikTok. My TikTok went from 100 people to 1,100 people overnight. Timing. Now, I got about 3 minutes, guys. That's about it. It's the timing of your life. Get into the timing, and once you get into the timing, you begin to see things transition in your life. You follow me? Don't be empty. Don't just be just there. Be in a place where you start to see the things move and the things transition. Why? Because the timing of God. Not timing of religion, not timing of Christianity, the timing of God. You got it? Now, for those of you that don't know, spiritual retreat happening in August. You got to be there. I promise you, we're going to sit down. You'll be able to sit down with me, and I can actually go into your own specific individual goals. For those of you that signed up, let me say this. Make sure you write down where you are trying to get to. And we're going to put together plans and programs. I have one gentleman that's going to come out and talk about business, and we're going to do this in Montego Bay, Jamaica. So you get the beach. Now, we're not going to be teaching the whole time, but I will teach you this. Everything that you do will be a lesson. It may be a fun lesson, but it's a lesson. Everything you're doing is going to be a lesson. So it is not a couples retreat, so you don't have to bring somebody. But we do have the room so you can do double occupancy, so you can get your spiritual buddy and you guys can come out and do it that way. You can save a little money that way. It's August 4th through the 8th in Montego Bay, Jamaica. And if you want any more information, for those of you that on Instagram, you can DM me. For those of you that are watching us on YouTube, simply comment below or go to the email address that is attached to this account, and we will get you the information. Or you can go over to my Instagram at Higher Talk and get that information. I appreciate you guys so very, very much. I thank God for you. I believe you guys are at another level. We are going to have a lot of fun. I already got people getting in. We have 20 rooms. Most of them, I'm not gonna say most of them. Many of them have gone. People have already paid their money, got their plane tickets. But so let me say this: the accommodations are all inclusive. You don't pay for food, you don't pay for drinks, you pay for nothing. All you do is once you get there, the whole thing. There is a beautiful beach there. There are a number of swimming pools. It's going to be a nice environment. For those of you that want to go through yoga and meditation, we're going to deal with that. We're going to deal with a scripting class. We have a class where we teach you how to journal yourself into your next movement, what you write down and how you journal yourself in the next movement. We have one, how to forget your past, how to get beyond your past into your present. That's Reverend Leon will be talking about that. And then Nicole Palmer is a script writer. She writes scripts for movies. She's going to be there. Myself and my wife are going to be there. And we're going to talk about all the things about timing, how to move in the spirit, how to actually hear in the spirit, how to get broken, how to get delivered from religion. And some of you go, I don't go to church. But believe it or not, there are things that you deal when it comes to religions. For example, if I say you need to come to church, you say, yeah, I need to get my life right. That's not what church is all about. Church is not about getting your life right. You get your life right, and you take your correct life, and you go to a religious organization to help. So we're going to talk about those different things. We're going to have dinners and food and games and giveaways and all kind of other stuff. We're going to have a good time. So if you are interested in that, like I said, you can go to my Higher Talk and leave me a DM, and we'll get you the information. Or you can go to the email attached to this, and we'll get you that information. All right? Guys, I appreciate you. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I will see you tomorrow, same station, same channel. Those of you that are on Instagram, that YouTube information, youtube.com/Higher Talk is where we will be. Instagram will slowly be phased out on a everyday basis. It will actually be on a weekly basis. Some interviews and all those kind of things that were going to happen. I have that now. I have all that capabilities. All right. Hopefully I've answered whatever questions and comments and concerns that you have. If you want to go back and listen to this, you make sure you follow, you like, and you be a part of my YouTube group, because I don't do that only on once a day. If there's something that hits me in a season and time, and I release that as well. So I appreciate you guys again. I love you guys. I hope to see you tomorrow. Remember this, you have to understand that we are restoring the spirit of your mind. Your mind is a spirit. The reason that's all we're doing, restoring the spirit of your mind, because once your mind is connected to the spirit correctly, then from that point on, you can move with unlimited hindrances. You're not limited by anything. All right. I love you. I'm William Dallas. This is Higher Standards Chronicles. See you tomorrow. Peace.